Welcome to Sports News. Nigeria has conquered Division 2 of the ICC Under-19 qualifier in Potchefstroom, South Africa. The junior Yellow Greens emerged champions after a commanding 137 runs victory over Sierra Leone in today's final match. The opening partnership of 148 runs between Olaleye Elijah and Samuel Mba gave Nigeria a dream start. In the second innings, Pt.4 continued his fine bowling form with a brilliant spell of 5 wickets. Nigeria ended the tournament unbeaten, thrashed Ghana, Mozambique, Lesotho in the group stage and schooled Tanzania by 35 runs in the semis. The team has also booked its place in the Elite Division 1, which already has Namibia, Kenya and Uganda. And in soccer, the Seychelles Football Federation, SFF, has confirmed that the 2019 AFCON qualifier between the Super Eagles and the Pirates will take place on Saturday, September the 8th, as against Friday, September the 7th. SFF Chief Executive Officer George Bibi, in a mail to the Nigeria Football Federation, disclosed that the match will be played at the Leone Stadium in Victoria at 1:30 p.m. Nigerian time. Next week's clash is crucial to both teams after they lost their opening games in the qualifying series. The Super Eagles lost 2-0 to South Africa in Uyo on June the 10th, 2017, while the Pirates were decimated 5-1 by Libya in Tunis a day earlier. And U.S. President Donald Trump has met with FIFA President Gianni Infantino to celebrate U.S. winning the bid to host the 2026 FIFA World Cup with Mexico and Canada. Infantino presented President Trump with 2 jerseys and a deck of referee cards. President Trump will not be in office in 2026, even if he wins a second term, but joked that perhaps his term could be extended. And on the field of play, Cristiano Ronaldo's stunning overhead kick in the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals for Real Madrid against his current club Juventus has been voted as goal of the season. Ronaldo's strike, which was applauded on the night, topped the poll with nearly 200,000 of the total 346,915 votes. He succeeds his new Juventus colleague Mario Mandzukic, who won last year for his goal against Madrid in the UEFA Champions League final. Barcelona striker Lionel Messi took the award in both the 2014-15 and 2015-2016 seasons. That's it on Sports News, and it's back to Amarachi with the rest of the news at 10.
Thanks a lot, Charles. British Prime Minister Theresa May says the UK wants to grow trade in Africa as it prepares to leave the European Union by signing trade agreements with 6 African countries. She said this at a joint press conference with South African President Cyril Ramaphosa on the first leg of her 3-nation Africa tour. Our South Africa Bureau Chief Betty Dibia reports.
The visiting Prime Minister got the warm African curtsies as well as the UK-like weather for a welcome. And her visit comes 7 years after her predecessor, David Cameron, made one in 2011 when she was the Home Secretary. He came pushing for less aid and more trade, especially through a continental free trade agreement. This time she leads a 30-member delegation in what has been described as a push for pre- and post-Brexit trades with Africa. South Africa is the UK's 6th biggest global trade partner. So there were bilateral talks, slight exchanges, and a sign-off on a future UK, Southern African Customs Union and Mozambique Free Trade Agreement.
As we've just witnessed, we've signed the joint statement with South Africa, Mozambique, Botswana, Namibia, Lesotho and Eswatini to ensure the provisions of the region's current trade deal with the EU continue after this agreement no longer applies to the United Kingdom. My ambition is for the UK to be the #1 G7 investor in Africa by 2022.
We have saluted the strides that are being made by the African Union member states to advance towards continental integration. On the international front, we have affirmed our common view on the need to promote multilateralism and effect North-South cooperation.
On a historic note, the UK government returned the bell of the SS Mendy, a UK chartered vessel which sank off the Isle of Wight in 1917, bearing more than 600 black South African troops headed for the First World War. British journalist Steve Humphrey received the bell from the anonymous finders last year.
It's hugely emotional because obviously, I had tears in my eyes when I got hold of the bell, and I think I'll have, more tears today.
Earlier today, Prime Minister May interacted with some school children, met with business leaders, and ahead of her departure to Nigeria, attends a business roundtable. From Cape Town, South Africa, Betty Dibia, Channels Television News.
Russia says it will go ahead with plans to hold massive war games involving 300,000 personnel because of aggressive and unfriendly attitudes by countries towards it. The country's defense minister, Sergei Shoigu, said 36,000 tanks, armored personnel carriers, and armored infantry vehicles will take part in Vostok 2018 from the 11th to the 15th of September, along with more than 1,000 aircraft. He compared the Vostok, meaning East in Russian, to Soviet maneuvers in 1981, which involved a pretend attack on NATO. And police in Germany have opened 10 cases against far-right protesters who gave the illegal Hitler salute during unrest in Chemnitz on Monday. 6,000 people took part in the protests and 1,000 in rival anti-fascist rally. Far-right groups marched in the eastern city after a German man died in a fight involving foreigners on Sunday. And the main news again. The Independent National Electoral Commission today presented a breakdown of its 143 billion naira budget to the National Assembly following its approval by federal lawmakers. The chairman of the electoral umpire, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, also met with security agencies to tackle vote buying. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thanks for watching. I am Amarachi Ubani.